my name is Billy Polson from DIAKADI Fitness Performance Life in San Francisco. I want to talk a little bit today about leg work and specifically about doing lateral work or leg work to the side. Most of us tend to do the majority of our leg exercises, if we do them at all, tend to do them in what's called the sagittal plane, which would be forward and reverse, like front lunges or squats. However, many of us move in the frontal plane, which would be side to side. Whether you're an athlete, especially if you're an athlete, if you're playing basketball or soccer, you're always doing lateral cuts. Or even if you're playing with your child or your kid or your nephew, and you're running around playing tag with them, you're doing the same lateral cuts. So I highly recommend trying to increase the amount of lateral work that you're doing in your leg exercises. Often you'll find when you do these that your adductors, your inner thigh, can be really tight. So the first thing I want to show you is, let's actually show you a stretch first. The idea would be, you want to try and check and see if you can actually move through a lateral lunge without a lot of pain or a lot of tension on the inner thigh. The form on this is you want to really sit back on, grounded under your heels, but keep your balls of your feet and toes solid into the floor as well. As you go down to the bent leg side, pretend like you're sitting back onto a bench on that side, keeping your knees lined up over the toes are rotated out just a little, and you want to feel if you have any tension on the straight leg. You want to feel if you have any pull there, and kind of the same thing, test on this side. So this would be like a beginning level of progression. If you're having any trouble with that, then you would use a med ball, right? So if you feel any inner thigh tension, and these are new for you, I highly recommend using the med ball to try and roll out a little bit of the adhesion that's on your inner thigh. These are really common if you haven't done these a lot before. And what you're gonna do, get the hardest, smallest med ball you can find, and you're just gonna hit your knee up and lay your inner thigh on top of the ball and check all the way up to your pelvis, and then check slowly all the way down to your knee. If you find tight spots, sit on top of the spot, try and wait for it to melt away a little bit, maybe about 30 seconds or so. But check both legs or wherever you're feeling that tension. Cool? Now after that, you should be a lot more free in being able to side lunge, right? So take that kind of slow stretch and then actually a little more of a dynamic movement, side to side. And again, you should really feel grounded in the back of your legs. You should feel pretty easy and free on the inside of the inner thigh. Once that feels easy, you can actually start adding the lateral movement into some of your exercises, like a cable row, right? Kind of the same idea, rocking side to side, and then rowing as you pull out. The same exact leg movement, you're just incorporating it into an upper body movement as well. Cool? So far we've kept our feet on the ground, we actually haven't moved in and out of the lunge. So the last progression would be to actually dynamically step into a lunge and then step back out. Cool? This will be the most dynamic version of the movement where you're actually falling into it and catching again in that seat, stepping back out and the same thing on the other side, right? So then to progress this, you can start adding weight, adding a med ball, a barbell. That way, you've slowly progressed up to it, and you'll be getting a lot of great range of motion on the inner thigh to, again, keep you out of harm's way for groin pulls, or, again, just tight adductor muscles that can lead to injury pretty easily. So give these a try. Mix them into your workout program on your legs day, and see how they feel.